All right, good evening, everybody. We're going to get right into it tonight. We don't expect a big threat of severe weather, but it's all about, can the atmosphere recover tomorrow after this round of showers overnight tonight? And it's usually really difficult to do that without a strong area low pressure, because this area low pressure that's driving the whole system is going to be weakening overnight tonight. So we'll just have to wait and see. Again, this is one of those better safe than sorry kind of plans. So overnight tonight, it's just going to be steady rain, a little bit of lightning and thunder, may get a wind gust to 30 or 35 miles an hour. It's going to be a big driving impact, and that's kind of the main thing here with the first alert weather day, mainly for the morning commute out there. But then just be aware, if you're driving, big travel day tomorrow, if you're going to be driving the entire length of the state, you're going to run into storms at some point. The threat actually looks a little bit higher east of I-65, and I'll explain why in just a second. But it's the afternoon storms we're most concerned about, with some thunderstorms that could produce damaging straight line winds. And there's just enough wind shear, if we can get these storms going, if they do get going, then they could spin up a tornado. So we'll have to watch that closely as well. But this will be over by 5 o'clock. The good news, you're not going to be woke up in the middle of the night with the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms. Yeah, everybody's looking about the same, Ian, and I'm going to get into that in a second. The higher severe weather chances, again, east of I-65. So let's get into your forecast. Here's the storm timeline. I've got the shoals in here just for the timeline, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I just don't think, if you live in far northwest Alabama, you're going to have much severe weather to have to deal with. It does get a little higher, though, that threat after 11 o'clock to roughly 2 o'clock in the Huntsville metro area, and then noon to 3 o'clock in far northeast Alabama, and it may be as late as 5. So another graphic I just put together based on the latest model guidance. I think the strong thunderstorm threat in yellow, kind of right on the edge here with the severe thunderstorm threat, which is in red, and that is, the model guidance is really bringing in some instability. I think it may be overdoing it a little, but I'd rather be on the safe side here and just make sure you guys are prepared. Alert, again, this is an afternoon event, and it will be over right as the sun is setting in most cases. So let's take a look at the radar right now. We're kind of in a different view here than we usually. I'm zoomed in closer, but we've got thunderstorms going on now. A lot of lightning southwest of Tupelo, but as these get farther north, they run into more stable air. If you've been outside lately, the air is drier, it feels a little cooler out there, and we're going to stay in the 60s overnight tonight. So I'm going to switch to the model guidance, and I think that the very latest, the new 0Z run, is going to be coming out once we get towards 10 o'clock tonight. And my button's not working, but I want it to work. There it is. All right, so let's take it to 10 o'clock. We're almost there. I think the model's probably a little bit ahead on the heavy rainfall, but the trend here is after 10 o'clock through midnight, heavy rain crosses the northwest corner of the state, and it will be very heavy at times. In fact, it may wake you up in the middle of the night. It's so heavy. But notice the area just to the south, they may not see as much rain until we get towards the morning commute. So widespread heavy rain, about an inch of rain overnight tonight, especially northwest Alabama to southern middle Tennessee. Now here's the big factor. This starts to shift a little east and southeast as we go into the middle of the morning. So this is 7 a.m., widespread heavy rain to start your day. And then we will eventually start to see the next boundary coming in. So this will be the front right around noon. Notice there's no development here from Muscle Shoals down to Russellville, Red Bay. Yes, this is for tomorrow, Lynn. But we'll watch as the air increases out of the south, the wind increases out of the south, and there's just a little bit of instability coming in. Latest model run here, not as robust as it was earlier today, but you get down there to Gadsden and Fort Payne and Center near Weiss Lake around 5 o'clock, could still have some stronger thunderstorms. So again, Adam, for you over in Fort Payne, we'll be watching it closely between 3 and 5 o'clock. But the latest guide's not as impressive, so there's some good news. But you can just see the model here and all the rain coming in, and we'll continue to see. This is the same system that moved through the Houston, Texas area. Had some tornadoes there, but it's not going to be the same animal once it gets here. Overnight tonight, it's just going to be heavy rain. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll be right back. We'll talk about your 10-day forecast and Thanksgiving. All right, for those of you just tuning in, stop that break there. We've got heavy rain coming in tonight, and that's pretty much all we have. I don't think we have any severe weather, not even a strong thunderstorm to worry about. Wind gusts around 30 miles an hour, and that should be it. Here's your 10-day forecast. We've got the first alert weather day tomorrow. Again, it's not a high impact event, but it is going to impact your travel, especially if you're going to be getting up early in the morning. There's going to be widespread rain. We'll have about an inch of rain during the overnight and early morning hours. And if you're traveling south, you're going to run into thunderstorm chances along the way, all the way through the afternoon until sunset, basically. Wednesday looks really nice. Perfect travel weather Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm probably going to have to increase the chance of rain Saturday night because that's overnight into Sunday mornings looking wet. And the whole trend is next week looks pretty wet too. So, and it's going to be a chilly rain. We'll call it at that. There's no signs of snow. If anything, this Thanksgiving Day forecast period does not look as cold as it did just a few days ago. And those were the concerns where you get a lot of social media posts posting snow on Thanksgiving and temperatures in the teens and just posting things that are way too far out. So again, that's why we kind of narrow it in here on this 5 to 10 day forecast. But overall, I don't think there's a whole lot to worry. It's just a little bit muggy out there tonight, as Adam mentioned. But again, we don't have any severe weather tonight. This will be a daytime event tomorrow with scattered showers and storms. And we will keep you up to date. Stay alert. No matter what happens, we will have you covered, all right? You guys take care. Appreciate you tuning in.